But was there anything in Grey's Anatomy Season 22 Episode 6 that really caught our attention? No, not at all. As is customary, Grey's Anatomy strives for stunning discoveries, fresh couplings, and sexual tension in addition to the custom of endangering one of their own. But nothing actually lands because everything is so predictable. Once more, who are these people? And no, I'm not only making a joke about Helm appearing as a minor character in the episode after I'm not even sure how long. The attempt to give us more time with the group of residents and interns that the series has acquired, the majority of whom they don't know what to do with, is something that the fall finale does that I wish they would do more of, because most of these new characters lack presence or aren't given nearly enough time in the series to be significant. It might occasionally be difficult to recall their names without taking notes. Managing veterans and novices continues to be a problem. Jo had a chance to flourish on the show during her internship and residency. Thus, it's annoying that they frequently include her alongside Link, rather than letting these more recent characters have more unified and prominent arcs. In that sense, Grey's Anatomy has a balance problem. Even though they've added fresh faces, names, and characters, they're still not making any headway. Even if Simone, Lucas, and Blue are still searching for more in-depth storytelling, half the time they feel like warm bodies to spend screen time with. The group that most closely resembles the original next-gen of Grey's Anatomy interns is Simone, Lucas, Jules, and Blue. Despite their immense potential, the show consistently mishandles them. It's annoying that their plots are either hurried or underdeveloped. Spencer was kind, and I was happy to see Lucas admit that he was being a terrible mentor to her, not because he intended to be impolite and annoying, but rather because he was exhausted and busy. However, neither character has much depth in the plot. By the time the show returns, it will be forgotten. Grey's introduces new characters despite not knowing what to do with half of them. In the meantime, Lucas has an unresolved ADHD plotline, a failed romance with Simone with no post-breakup investigation, an unsolved mystery surrounding his shepherd mother, and an aunt he hasn't spoken to in how long. Then there's Blue, who alternates between being annoying and providing humorous relief. It's terrible that they don't know what to do with Harry Shum Jr., and they've just turned to the default of matching him with Kavita, a fresh person we hardly know. I still feel like we don't know much about him, even though he went from Jules to his ex to Kavita. They didn't even give us a good build-up to deserve that elevator makeout session, and we don't even know Kavita, who popped out of nowhere. Why should I give a damn? Has essentially forgotten about Mika. They have also been orbiting Winston for some time, and that's okay. I have nothing against the slow-burning ship they are operating there. Relationships and romance drama is underbaked or redundant. Ironically, Wes is fascinating when they're not attempting to coerce him with Simone, and he has a lot of potential. Give him anything else to do, so that we don't feel like we're watching two distinct shows half the time. It would be beneficial to match these newer characters with the veterans more frequently and give them meaningful storylines. Lucas and Weber are two more, and Jules is currently with Winston, but that's all. If not, we are stuck in the same never-ending loop of relationship problems with Jo and Link or Teddy and Owen. The bus collision in the fall finale raised the stakes, but they never materialized when Teddy suddenly wriggled out from underneath the vehicle. Maisie appears to be doing well. Toenice enough. We spent the entire hour of them arguing and avoiding one another after that awful time when Teddy brought the kids over while Owen was sleeping Nora, until Owen suddenly thought that perhaps they shouldn't get divorced. In the meantime, Nora stopped her relationship with Owen because the whole situation had gotten awkward and she had developed a strong link with the woman who had saved her life. I don't care that it's dull either. Jo and Link come next. Jo seems to have been pregnant for 72 years. There have been several false warnings and scares, even though Chris Carmack put a lot of effort into playing the worried husband and father. I didn't feel much for the entire plot despite the fact that she has a heart condition that is failing her, and the twins are in danger. There is drama, but there are no stakes. We already know that Jo is unlikely to die, so whatever. And great dramatic, but predictable route of having Winston perform this C-section that Jo didn't want done so quickly, which could lead to one of the babies dying and Jo blaming Winston while juggling postpartum, grieving one baby while trying to care for another and their other children. It appears to be a Grey's thing. They might also frighten us before providing her and Link with a loving family. In any case, it seems like we've been here before. Finding out that Weber had prostate cancer was one of the most distressing revelations of the day. Since Weber is the center of the program and nobody wants to see anything negative happen to him, this is a tragic news. I can even understand the desire to raise awareness of the disproportionate number of black men who receive a prostate cancer diagnosis.